It's the Everything Electric show in London this week from the 16th to the 18th of April. Here's a quick rundown of what's at the show, a whistle-stop tour, to give you the information you need to decide whether you should pay a visit, or let you know what you missed if you couldn't make it. If you're interested in electric vehicles, then the slightly bad news is that not all of the manufacturers support the London show. Just like last year, there are notable absences. However, that's not to say that there are no EVs on display. Car manufacturers bringing their wares for our perusal this year include Austin Motor Company, BYD, Changan, Ford, Hyundai, MG, Omoda, Renault, Tesla and Volvo. Absent from this year's show are Mercedes, Kia and Smart, who all attended this time last year. But it's nice to see Renault, who seemed to decide not to bring the Renault 5 to London last year, instead keeping us UK folk waiting until the Farnborough show in October. Of the models on display, this is my first time seeing the all-new MG S5, the all-electric replacement for the MG ZS. Available with 49 kWh or 64 kWh battery options, it seems to build on the design cues we saw in the MG4, resulting in much neater and, to my eye, much more modern exterior styling. The range starts from just £28,500 in the UK. This should represent a great value option for families with limited budgets, something I'm very happy to see. It's interesting to see the Austin name resurrected, in this case on the Austin Arrow, a 3.7 metre lightweight two-seater. I bet that's a hoot on the open road. This is a level 7 quadricycle, so both its power and top speed are limited by the classification, and it has a somewhat restrictive battery capacity to get it to about the right weight as well. However, it might be an interesting way to pop out for a pint of milk at the weekend for those lucky enough to be able to afford a small plaything. Pricing is kind of on a need-to-know basis, so it seems unlikely this one is for the masses. It's good to see Hyundai here, and this is my first opportunity to see the Ioniq 9 in the metal. It's not something that's likely to appear on my shopping list. I think it's fair to say it's a tad big for little old me. But of course there are those needing 7-seaters, so it's no bad thing it exists. However, the Hyundai Insta is more my cup of tea. It's nice to see that again. The practicality that comes from sliding rear seats is very tempting, and a car that is properly flat with the seats folded would be welcome after the Zoe, especially when all of the seats fold if you get the right model. The BYD C-Line 7 seems to have snuck up on me a bit before the show. I don't know why I wasn't more aware of this. With the range starting at £46,000, it's not in my budget of course, but it's an interesting thing to look around. A luxury barge that some will be interested in. The Changan Deepal SO7 made me double take. Doesn't it look quite a lot like the MG S5? It does, however, have a larger battery capacity of just a whisker under 80 kilowatt hours and is about 30 centimetres longer. It makes me wonder if there's an MG S7 coming soon. Changan are proud of their battery pulse heating system, which they say will reduce the impact of winter on your driving experience. It will be interesting to see whether that offers any significant real-world benefits. Arguably, one of the biggest draws at the show will be the newly refreshed Tesla Model Y. I expect their stand to be busy. I've actually seen it before, and I even had a chance to sit in it at an experience centre while I was on a supercharger there. I'm happy to report that the rumours of an indicator stalk are indeed true. However, there's lots to the refresh that should improve on the old Y, and no downsides, unless you miss the drive selector stalk. That has gone, another slightly unpopular optimisation I suspect. However, it does seem less safety critical than the indicators. Being able to indicate when exiting one of the many roundabouts we have here in the UK seems like a fairly important feature in a car. There are other highlights for EV enthusiasts, including a dealership representing Porsche. Vans and other commercial vehicles have some presence here too, and the live EV arena is used for live reviews of some of the newer cars at the show, including the BYD Sea Lion 7, the Renault 5, the Polestar 4, the MG S5 and the Horizon SV. The Hyundai Ioniq 9 is also being reviewed, although at the Hyundai stand in that case. The electric and eclectic area can often throw up a few interesting things, the occasional treat you might not see elsewhere. That's often worth a few minutes of your time. Test drives also feature fairly prominently for those wanting to give a car or two a try. The models available are a bit limited, but the Tesla Model Y is amongst those available, along with BYDs, the Cupra Born, Fords and Hyundais, MGs and the Omoda, Volvos and even the Porsche Macan available to take for a spin, or sit in London traffic if you're unlucky. Charging solutions of various shapes and sizes are also available to view and discuss with manufacturers, and accessories and conversion kits for those interested in that sort of thing. Micro-mobility is well represented again, with a number of manufacturers from that segment displaying at the show, and the test track is available for those wanting to give something micro a bit of a spin. Traffic should be much less of a problem for those giving these a test. That's probably only about half of the show covered so far though, as we haven't yet mentioned home energy. The Home Energy Arena is playing host to various scheduled talks throughout the show, including the topics of electric heating, home charging, solar and energy storage, and saving energy with smart devices. The business theatre used on day one for talks for professionals will be transformed into the Everything Electric Arena for the remaining days, offering a chance to engage with discussions on environmental and economic subjects. And the Giga Theatre plays host to the interviews and panels expected to draw the largest crowds, including the electric fireside chats, this time moved from their traditional morning slot to midday so that more people can attend them. Families are welcomed at the Kids Zone with various activities, and there is a Zap Heap Challenge competition at which the youngsters can trial their creations, the grid forming during the morning ready for the 1 p.m. race. With it being Easter at the end of the week, there are eggs to be hunted for those with a sweet tooth, and the venue offers a nice choice of food and drink outlets for your breaks, much more so than most exhibition venues. There's no doubt that this is a smaller event than the other shows we've seen from this team, but I think there's plenty to get your teeth into if you're in the area, and the excellent transport links in and around London make this an easy place to get to for a very wide audience. I've dropped a link in the description to the online show programme if you want more details of what's on offer and where everything is. Check down there if that's of use to you. The show continues at London Excel on Thursday the 17th and Friday the 18th of April, with the doors opening at 10 a.m. I'd love for you to give the video a like if you think I've done a good job with today's review, and drop me a comment with your thoughts on the show if you've been. I'm interested to know what you think of the changes this time around. Thanks for joining me for today's review. If what you've seen has you tempted, then maybe I'll see you there. Thanks.